Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at FTM. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, we haven't looked at Fantom in quite a while, so if you want more frequent updates, let me know down below in the comment section, and let's get straight into the TA. So jumping into the daily chart, the chart is pulled from Binance on TradingView. As you can see, immediately we have our first resistance level. So this is a trend line that we've been holding as support since June. We had another retest in July, another retest in August, then we lost it in September, retested it as resistance actually multiple times, then we went on a further collapse down. And right now we are in a very, very quick recovery phase. And potentially, I do think we may run into that trend line as resistance to retest it once again. That is something that we could do here in November. Obviously, we could also break it, back test it as support, and continue on towards the retracement towards the high that we printed in August. Now, if I drop in a Fibonacci retracement to see what our potential resistance levels would be in that case, then you can see that we are running into the golden ratio right now at 31 cents. And typically once you print a high and you start retracing down, right, you start coming up and you run into the golden ratio, that is a very strong resistance. That is actually the strongest resistance level on the Fibonacci retracement. And if you fail to break above that, there is a very high chance that you're going to retrace all the way down to the low, right? And you could obviously get supported by the 0.236 here as well. But the thing is, you have to break through the golden ratio. Now, if Bitcoin continues moving towards the upside, the same way it's been doing for the past couple of days, we may actually see FTM go on a very bullish uptrend here, potentially break this high and have a target at 69 cents over here as the 1.618. Now our minimal target would be here at the 1.272 at 52.5 cents. And you can see that we do have another golden ratio here on the right side at 48.5 cents. Now, where did that come from? So if I start zooming out, you can see that I have another Fibonacci retracement, and I've had it for a very, very long time. So to break it all down, we have a swing high that we printed over here in May, and the swing low we printed in July of 2021. We had our 1.618 target here at $3.20. And as you can see, that's exactly where we got. That was exactly the target that we met. We had a retracement, met the target again, and then we started the move to the downside. Now, from that move to the downside, as you can see, on our way down, we had a little retracement to the upside in May this year, and we got rejected from the golden ratio. Now, this is important because the first time you got rejected from the golden ratio, you actually dropped all the way down below the 0.236 here. You haven't reached your July 2021 low, but you were very close to it. The low in July last year was at 15.5 cents, and the low in October here was at 18-19 cents. So very close to that, but still not quite to the 2021 July level. However, that is still a testament to the theory that if you don't break through the golden ratio on your way up after the capitulation, you are pretty much going to have another leg down. And this is what I'm talking about for this smaller Fibonacci retracement. If you fail to break through the golden ratio here, there is a good chance you might see a retracement to the downside. And that goes for all cryptos, right? Potentially you could start breaking up, right? You could do something like this, and then you have some bearish news coming out for Bitcoin on the other side, and all altcoins are just going to dump. So you have to be ready for that as well. No matter how bullish a setup is on an altcoins chart, Bitcoin is the king, and Bitcoin will lead the markets. So I would also target the golden ratio here. That would be a nice exit if you have entered off, let's say 20 cents here. That's going to be a very nice 145% trade. In a bear market, I think that's pretty incredible. But these are just your short to mid-term targets that could be met in November. if you start looking to the upside, you may see that we have 99 cents here as the first fib level, and that's actually the swing high that we printed in May last year. That was actually our previous all-time high as well. So that's something that we should keep an eye on as well. We may retrace all the way up there in one bullish move to the upside, and then we may have the retracement. Now, switching over to the daily RSI. So we have this long diagonal yellow support trend line that I've had on the charts for quite a while. And you can see that we had the latest retests October 19th. And from there, we had a very bullish move to the upside. And right now, we are in the overbought. So I would be careful taking profits right now, because until November 10th, we may see a further move to the upside. But as you can see, we had a very similar situation here in January this year, where we barely got into the overbought and then we got suppressed back down. It was a different thing here in August and September 2021, because we were in a bull market, but starting with, with January and right now in November, we're not in a bull market, and these moves to the upside don't last that long. So you have to be careful with swing trading. If you entered off of this teal or this light blue support trend line that I just added, then potentially you can take profits right now if you want to exit and you don't want to stay in the crypto. But if you're holding for the long term, I would be careful. Also, this trend line, I want you guys to add it to your charts as well. You have one touch in May, one touch in October. Potentially for any future capitulations, you may come back down and retest this, and from there you may move to the upside. So that would be a great entry point. Now let's switch over to the Binance website. And before we continue the video, I quickly want to mention my Patreon. Now, if you like the channel and you like the content that I provide for you on this channel, then feel free to check my Patreon out for more exclusive content like low cap gem calls, my buy alerts, my sell alerts. I do take a look at your technical analysis requests, at your video requests. As you can see, there are multiple tiers which you can choose from, and if you want to support the channel, then this is the best way to do so. As you can see, I do post quite frequently. I have almost 1,000 posts, I think, there, or getting closer to 1,000 anyway, and I did start my Patreon a year ago. So yeah, let's get back to the video. Switching over to the weekly chart on Binance, you can see that FTM still hasn't broken above the August high, which a lot of cryptos have done already, but FTM is catching up. We have our 20 weekly EMA as our major key resistance right now. Then we have the August high, and then we're going to have the 55 weekly EMA. And as you can see, we held this buy zone here anywhere from 18 or 19 cents all the way down to 15.5 cents. You can see that that's exactly where we bottomed during the summer pullback in 2021. And this is exactly where we bottomed here in October. Believe it or not, the June low wasn't as low as the October's. We actually pierced through the buy zone here a little bit in October. So this is technically our bear market low for FTM as of right now. There's always the possibility that we may run into the 20 EMA and get sent back down to the buy zone. In that case, I would have some buy orders set up already within this zone in case we just have that one large wick to the downside. You fill all of that up and you have a very quick V-shaped recovery after these, black swan events. But that's in a case of a black swan event. Altcoins dip very quickly and they recover very quickly. So we want to have those limit orders ready and set to go. And if we take a look at the RSI on the weekly, there is also a very important resistance level above us. So you can see that I have this golden or red buy zone, and you can see that you have one touch here in June, another touch in October 2020, another touch in December 2020, another touch in July 2021. Then you had a fake out below at the beginning of this year, and right now you may come back up to retest that level as resistance. So be on the lookout for that. If you see this pump continuing for the next week or so, and you find yourself to be in this level here or in this zone on the weekly RSI, that's where I would take some profits to buy back once we see the move to the downside. So yeah, but as always, be careful with the swing trades. You're never guaranteed that the project or the token is going to go back down. Also, taking a look at the weekly stochastic, we're pretty much at our all-time lows here. You can see the last time we were here was back in March and February of 2020, and we're at these levels right now, and we've been there since April this year, so quite a long time, 7 months in this zone. At some point, we're going to have to start moving to the upside. We're going to have to start getting overbought once again, and I think that would happen sometime in 2023, 2024, when the bull market is going to start. So this just goes to show, you're still good to buy in these areas, but I wouldn't be buying these green candles. I would just wait a little bit for a retracement. So that is pretty much it. If I missed out anything important on the charts, please let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. Feel free to join my Patreon. All the links are down below in the description. And if you want to support Ukraine, you can do so by going over to the official websites linked down below in the description as well. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.